Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. Before I get into the news, there's a lot of big news that happened today. I have to thank one of my fans and members, Geek Haven Jan 86. Thank you so much for sending me this Funko Pop of the Justice League Superman, the red and blue suit where he's ready to take off. So I will definitely add this to my collection. So thank you so much for sending me that. Now, on with the show. The first topic of the day is that there's going to be 2 new skins for the Arkham Knight game. This is directly from Rocksteady Studios. You asked, and we couldn't help but answer with a little gift just in time for the holiday season. From today, all Batman Arkham Knight players can access the Zur-In-R, and I think that's how he said, and anime Batman skins via a free update. And you can see the skins right there. Do you guys have that Batman Arkham Knight game? It's really awesome, especially if you love to change up the skins. You can do I think you can be the 89 Batman, you can be the Bale Batman, you can even have the Ben Affleck Batman, and you can also change the vehicle to match said Batman. That's awesome. Even the Adam West Batman is in there. The vehicles change as well. So definitely, if you don't have our Batman Arkham Knight game, you should check it out. If you're a Batman fan, you definitely need it. And you know, switch it out. It's really, and it even affects the cinematics for the most part. I think not all cinematics, but for most of the cinematics, if you're in the Ben Affleck Batman suit with the Ben Affleck Batman Bat car, it's awesome just to have that in place. Or if you love the Bale Batman, you can have the tumbler. It's really cool being able to be the Batman you want to be in that game. And I think it's only in the Batman Arkham Knight game. I believe it's not in Arkham City, especially not in Arkham Asylum, but in the Batman Arkham Knight game, you can definitely change the skins of that of Batman. And so now there's 2 more being added to that list. So, but that's pretty much it for the games. We'll probably get more at CCXP this coming weekend, this Sunday. So I'm really excited to see that. But there is a teaser trailer for DC Future State. This is coming from DC Brazil. I'm going to turn off the sound here. I don't want to get any copyright. But this is, and check out the DC Future State teaser trailer now with the presence of Brazilian Wonder Woman Yara Flor. And this is just a little tease of all the new characters. This is beyond the current DC, right? You have the Sons of Superman, and you know, the Batman family and things like that. People taking over mantles in the DC Future State. I think this is an exploratory case, but it is interesting to see this because we are going to get a CW series based around Yara Flor, the Brazilian Wonder Woman. And so with that in mind, who's to say that we won't get these other characters in a series or even a movie or an HBO Max series as well, or movie? You know, we could definitely possibly get these characters going on their own series as well, or movie as well. And so I like to pay attention to DC Future State, especially after the announced Yara Flor that she's definitely getting a CW series. We may get other ones as well. I mean, I would be pretty cool to see this Kingdom Come version. This is the original Superman, and have Brandon Routh play him or something, right? I mean, I think he's in War World, stuck in War World. But it is interesting to see that happen. Superman and Lois, we're getting the Sons in there. So this may be the direction they're going with as in expanding the universe past what we have now, and able to get into other stories that are beyond, you know, 52 or Rebirth or so on and so forth, even the original Silver Age. You know, we can go beyond that. We can have stories, more stories in those other realms as well, including DC Future State. So I would say, you know, I want to get too carried away, but pay attention to some of this, because some of the creators that are coming out to make new content for either CW, HBO Max, or movies could be looking at this to draw inspiration and adaptations as well. So pay attention to that. DC Future State could become pretty big and pretty interesting. Now, in terms of first look, there's other first looks as well that's coming out, and I think on Brazil CCXP, This is coming from Grace Randolph. Apparently, we may have a first look at Catwoman from the Batman soon. Grace Randolph says, well, she just found out we'll soon be getting our first official look at Catwoman in her suit for the Batman, maybe at CCXP Worlds on Sunday. Sunday is going to be fire. She's hearing a lot of casting announcements too, and I'm excited for that. I'm thinking maybe this is where we'll get to know about Dr. Fate. I know it's only confirmed to have Wonder Woman 1984 and the Suicide Squad, but there are 6 hours. 6 hours, and yeah, they include games and stuff like that, but and other Warner Brother titles as well. But 6 hours, I think they're gonna try to make this a big one. So I'm really excited for Sunday, and it's gonna start 8 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. It's definitely going to be a fun time, I think, and exciting for DC fans in general, right? And maybe even Godzilla versus Kong. Hopefully something like that. But the biggest news that is coming out now that made actually, and this is kind of funny, the Batman trend, because fans become grateful for a 2022 release date. Really? Don't we want this to come out in 2021? No, they're actually grateful for a 2022 release date. You want to know why? It's because Warner Brothers has official release that they will release all 2021 films simultaneously on HBO Max. That's right. All 2021 films that are supposed to go to theaters will be released simultaneously on HBO Max for 30 days per film. They're doing exactly what they're doing to all 2021 films that they're done with Wonder Woman 84, or will be doing with Wonder Woman 1984. This is unprecedented. This is huge, major news, and it could actually be like the proverbial nail in the proverbial coffin for movie theaters at this rate. But this did come out. There is a small little trailer that even came out as well. Check this out. I'm going to turn off the sound once again. But it really tells you, it starts with Wonder Woman 1984. That's what they're going to do in the next year. Dune. Okay, the Suicide Squad, right there. Godzilla versus Kong, Matrix 4, all stream exclusively on HBO Max the exact same day. Really, Wonder Woman 1984, Dune, In the Heights, and all these other films that I haven't even known. The Suicide Squad, especially Tom and Jerry, all these other films. Godzilla versus Kong. They're all of them, every single 2021 film in theaters and on HBO Max beginning December 25th. This is what they're going to do. Available on HBO Max in the US only at no extra cost to subscribers. And in order to cement that even further, Jason Kilar, the Warner Media CEO, said this one is for the fans. So I'm going to read most of it for you right now. Some big 2021 news for fans. This is from Jason Kilar himself. We have big news to share. As many of you know, Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be released worldwide in theaters later this month. In the United States, we will also be making the movie available on HBO Max at no extra cost the same day that Wonder Woman 1984 premieres in theaters for the first month of the film's release. We are announcing today that in the United States, the entire anticipated 17-film 2021 Warner Brothers motion picture slate is going to be released throughout the coming year in theaters and on HBO Max the same day. That's a Warner Brothers motion picture just about once every 3 weeks. Said another way, when we release The Little Things, Judas and the Black Messiah, Tom and Jerry, Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, Those Who Wish Me Dead, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, In the Heights, Space Jam and New Legacy, The Suicide Squad, Reminiscence, Malignant, Dune, The Many Saints of Newark, King Richard, Cry Macho, and Matrix 4 in theaters around the world in 2021 in the United States. We will also be releasing them the same day on HBO Max at no extra cost for the first month of each film's release. This 43-second video does a far better job than I could ever do communicating this, and I just showed you that little video. As I mentioned in my post from a few weeks ago, we see an opportunity to do something firmly focused on the fans, which is to provide choice. Whether that choice is to enjoy a great new movie out at the cinema, to open up HBO Max, or to do both. For more visibility and context into our thought process, we can also read this post right here. Now, it is quite a big post here. And like I said, the decisions into this, the factors that go into decision is the pandemic, their belief in the theatrical experience, and to the end, the importance of exhibitors. That's why it's a simultaneous release, not just straight to HBO Max. And they want to support the creators as well. And also, but most important, they want to give to the fans for that. So that is a major news. They are excited for the year ahead, which for them begins with the release of Wonder Woman 1984 in a few weeks. But 17 huge motion pictures are planned to be both in theaters and on HBO Max. This is incredibly huge, right? And I was thinking, like, okay, you get to sign on for HBO Max. By the way, the 7-day free trial is over, guys. It's over before the Wonder Woman 1984 begins. HBO Max is not doing any more free trials right now because they know you're going to sign up for Wonder Woman 1984. And I'm thinking, okay, that's going to be gone in a month and people are just going to quit, right? Well, this is one way to hook you in. Why would you quit HBO Max if you're going to get 17 essentially, movies provided free? Because you're already on HBO Max, essentially. I mean, you're paying for it, but you don't have to buy a premium VOD for it. You don't have to buy a movie ticket for it. It's coming to you straight to your home on the streaming service, which is HBO Max. This is unprecedented. This is huge. This could kill the theaters. And it was already dying already. But this kind of solidified it even further. That's why I kind of laugh when they said that they're glad that 2022, the Batman is going to be out, and they're only doing this one for 1 year to try it out. You think this is not going to go past 1 year? It is definitely going to go past 1 year. They said Wonder Woman 1984 was just going to be a one-time only. Now they're telling everyone, the entire 2021 film release schedule is going to HBO Max for 1 month per movie. Simultaneously. This is going into 2022. I guarantee it. There's going to be so many subscribers on this thing. It's going to be incredible. They're definitely going all in on this. And who's next going all in on this? Disney Plus. You bet your butt they're going to say, well, we better do that too, because we got to compete with the competition. And so I'm thinking even Black Widow and all these other ones after Pixar Soul is doing the exact same thing. They're going to have a simultaneous release. That's one of their films. Pixar going to Disney Plus at no extra charge. This is the sign of the future. Theaters are going to be gone like how Tower Records are gone. It's going to be so minimal like how much there is any more Blockbuster videos. GameStop. This brick and mortar stuff is disappearing. And because of COVID, this is what's going to happen, right? Now, if you think the theaters are confident, I'm going to read you what AMC thinks about this. AMC theater boss slams Warner Media. Put this over here. AMC Theaters chairman and CEO Adam Aron says the movie theater chain will aggressively pursue economic terms that preserve our business. This is what he had to say. These coronavirus impacted times are uncharted waters for all of us, which is why AMC signed on to an HBO Max exception to customary practices for one film only, Wonder Woman 1984, being released by Warner Brothers at Christmas when the pandemic appears that it will be at its height. However, Warner now hopes to do this for all their 2021 theatrical movies, despite the likelihood that with vaccines right around the corner, the theater business is expected to recover. Aaron continues, clearly, Warner Media intends to sacrifice a considerable portion of the profitability of its movie studio division and that of its production partners and filmmakers to subsidize its HBO Max startup. As for AMC, we will do all in our power to ensure that Warner Brothers does not do so at our expense. We will aggressively pursue economic terms that preserve our business. AMC has commenced an immediate and urgent dialogue with Warner leadership over Thursday's news, which reportedly reached exhibitors an hour before taking the internet by storm. They didn't know this was going to happen. They were totally clueless on this. As this issue gets sorted out, we are nonetheless encouraged that vaccines protecting society at large against the coronavirus are very much at hand. So it is our expectation that moviegoers soon will be able to once again to delight in coming to our theaters without any worry, viewing the world's best movies safely in our big seats with our big sound and our big screens. Now, the damage has already been done when this came out because movie theater stock prices quickly dropped following the HBO Max announcement, including a 17% fall for AMC theaters. Woo! In a statement, Warner Media Chair and CEO Ann Sarnoff said Thursday's news is a one-year plan in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. She has to say that. Though they did say it was a one-time only for Wonder Woman 1984. Now this happens. Oh, don't worry. It's a 1 year only. It's a 1 year only. Yeah, I doubt it. We're living in unprecedented times which call for creative solutions, including this initiative for Warner Brothers Picture Groups. No one wants films back to the big screen more than we do. We know new content is the lifeblood of theatrical exhibition, but we have to balance this with the reality that most theaters in the U.S. will likely operate at reduced capacity throughout 2021. We see it as a win-win for film lovers and exhibitors, and we're extremely grateful to our filmmaking partners for working with us on this innovative response to these circumstances, which is interesting because they never called them at all. They just said, this is what we're going to do, and that's it. That's all we are going to tell you. That's all we're going to do. So there's nothing more to that. And pretty much just suck it up at this point. So yeah, I do believe this is the end. Beginning of the end. This is the proverbial nail in the proverbial coffin for movie theaters, and definitely other distributors and companies will follow suit. They have to fight this. They're going to have to do what they can to put their movies in the forefront, and how Warner Media is doing it right now. They're putting it right into your home, the same day it goes out into theaters. It's inevitable. It really is. And unfortunately, it has gotten this quickly, and it's because of COVID, really. If it wasn't for COVID, it wouldn't have been like this. It would have been delayed a lot longer because people were still healthily and have felt safe going to movie theaters, and movie theaters were still open. But this is the inevitability of that. So unfortunate news for that, but let me know your comments down below what you think about this gigantic news, game changer in the industry, and will change the industry forever, just forever. But since we're talking about HBO Max, in that little memo that Jason Kilar, Warner Media CEO, said himself, he actually said this within that thing about Zack Snyder's Justice League releasing soon. Yeah, he actually said that. So I'm going to throw that up there. He said this, and on the subject of HBO Max, there are so many amazing HBO original series and Max originals I'm excited about. ... And this little thing called Zack Snyder's Justice League coming in a few months as well. He said that. This little thing called Zack Snyder's Justice League. So if you notice, he does call it Zack Snyder's Justice League. So indeed, the title, if you're wondering because of the trailer and whatever, and the description and whatever, that it's still called Zack Snyder's Justice League. In fact, on the thumbnail of that HBO Max trailer, it does say that. I'm not lying. I mean, that's exactly the thumbnail that shows on YouTube. Zack Snyder's Justice League. So if you're freaking out on it being name changed, don't worry. Zack got his way. It's called Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay, but it's coming in a few months. It's happening. It's coming in a few months. Now, we did think it was going to come out in March, and then someone said May, and someone said September, maybe November, whatever. But for the most part, a lot of scoopers said March. That's a few months. So Jason Keeler, Warner Media CEO himself, is calling it Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's coming out in a few months. In a few months. It's December, guys. In less than 30 days, we can say that Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out the year when we get to 2021. Seriously, that's how close we got. We've been fighting. How long have we been fighting? We've been fighting for 3 years, over 3 years, and we're finally getting to see this thing. Finally get to see this thing next year. And not just next year, late next year, mid next year. No, in a few months. In a few months, guys and girls. In a few months. I am so freaking hyped. I can't wait. I can't wait. It was enough to like celebrate that it's a reality, but it's also enough to celebrate that it's coming out in a few months. In a few months, we're getting to see Zack Snyder's Justice League. And you know what? Dave's a Film Junkie had an interesting video. He actually speculated because they're doing a simultaneous release of the other movies in 2021 and Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max and in theaters. He's wondering if maybe we could get a drop of Zack Snyder's Justice League in a movie form at the same time. In my opinion, I don't think so because they really want to make HBO Max shine. I mean, they are really doing that with the whole 2021 release. And I would undoubtedly be, that would be so awesome if they could do that. But I'm still thinking, because this is a mini-series first, that Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to go to HBO Max first. Not like the other things. But I cross my fingers that that could be the case. Although right now, for me, it doesn't really matter. There's no theaters open. I got to watch everything on HBO Max right now. And you know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But there's that situation with international. I get you. There is definitely a problem with international right now. But I'm going to read you something that could definitely excite you international fans out there. HBO Max plans local international DC Comics originals. Now, mainly this article is trying to tell you that everything right now, and maybe I'll just read it to you. HBO Max is looking to make original DC Comics-based content outside of the U.S. for the first time. Casey Bloys, the chief content officer for HBO and HBO Max, revealed that it was exploring that DC-related content it could make outside of the U.S. based on its library of genre titles. So that means building on top of other things like Peacemaker, the Gotham Central, Doom Patrol, Harley Quinn, Titan, Swamp Thing, right? Aside from all that, they're also going to work to see if DC content in other countries outside the U.S. And what they mean by that is that there's like these other shows made in other countries. Like the Czech they have a crime drama called Wasteland. They got a Polish conspiracy drama called The Pact. They got a Taiwanese supernatural thriller called The Teenage Psychic. You know, so imagine if the other countries start making their own DC properties, and I think that's what he's trying to say, right? One of the big themes of bringing HBO Max together was breaking down the silos between HBO, Warner Brothers, TBS, and TNT, and I'd say one other silo was international. So that's they're going to be more broad on that. They're going to be able to let all these other countries do it as well. But they are definitely thinking about that global service. And I forgot to throw that little picture up there. They are thinking about the global service as well. So this is what they said about this. This comes as head of HBO Global, Andy Forcell, revealed that it would start rolling out the HBO Max service in Europe next year. building on its plans to launch mid-year in Latin America. We will and need to be a global service, so they recognize that. It's an imperative to achieve scale. In the second half of 2021, you'll see us start to upgrade some of the existing direct-to-consumer HBO services in Europe to HBO Max. Double the content, a lot more capabilities. So by the end of the year, both of those regions will be very active. The plan is to be in 190 countries. It's just how fast we can do that rollout. So, I mean, unfortunately, I think because this thing's later, end of 2021, you probably won't get to see Zack Snyder's Justice League at the beginning. Though I think Zack said you're trying to work on being able to get that to international people at the same time somehow via other things like, UK, like I said yesterday, has that Sky TV thing. So that could be a way as well for a PVOD. And I think they're really, truly trying to get that across. So hopefully, crossing my fingers that all my international brothers and sisters will be able to get to enjoy what HBO Max has to offer real soon. I really do hope so, because it is an international love. DC is an international love. All right, now it's time to go to the Ping Pong Flix members and comments questions. Like I said, if you want me to read your comment or question on air on this show, please put down join first. Join as a member and then put down your comment and question down below. All right, here we go. The first comment of the day is from Brandon Hall. Wow, I never would have imagined Robin Givens as Catwoman. It never would have crossed my mind. That said, it completely fits. She even has cat-like features to her face. I think of Eartha Kitt. She was such an iconic version of the character. I can see Givens bringing that feline element to the character not really seen since Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't count Halle Berry's performance. A lot of these casting decisions are interesting. I would dare to say inspired. Think of the full circle aspect of it. Givens once shared the screen with Eartha Kitt in Eddie Murphy's Boomerang. Who would have thought that so long ago this would lead to her filling the iconic role? It would be fun to see the differences in portrayal between Zoe Kravitz and Robin Givens, though my dream casting and hope is to see Carla Gugino fill the role beside Affleck's Batman. Me too. Exciting times as a DC fan to see such variety among characters. Now I would like to see the catalog open to more obscure and lesser known characters that might see massive success as on the big screen. I would also like to see a film adaptation of Black Lightning featured in a future Justice League, or as an introduction to the milestone side of the brand in the toll with Static Shock. There's so many opportunities to explore that removes them from the shadows of Marvel films. The multiverse makes the possibilities endless. One day I will share my idea. I have to create a compelling bridge between universes and set things off in various directions. I just took up too much time lamenting about various Catwoman. I'm sure you don't want to spend an hour reading my thoughts alone. LOL, I just get excited at the thoughts of what could be for the branches of this new spin on DCEU. Anyway, much love and take care. Thank you. I agree, Brandon. I love when there's more positivity towards different characters and variety. So I welcome that altogether. And definitely, I think expanding that more. And I think maybe this Catwoman might be an older Catwoman anyway, because, Batman's missing. I don't know what timeline that is, but I'm thinking it's probably, she'll probably be an older, she is, but an older Selena Kyle in that case, right? Geek Haven Jan 86. By the way, thank you, Geek Haven, for that Funko Pop. Hey, Chris, Amazon emailed me saying that the item I sent was delivered on the 1st. Yes, so I did. I got it. Thank you so much. It's so funny. I just got it today. I received it. And on a different note, assuming the Batflick solo movie happens on HBO Max, in your opinion, would it be Zack's Batflick and not Whedon's? I guess I can assume at this point that Batflick in the Flash movie will be the same iteration we got in Justice League, unfortunately. Also looking forward to Sunday's member-only video. So I think the Batflick solo show or movie will be from Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think that's the intent for that, and not Whedon's. Though I think there weren't too many, other than him smiling a little bit, a lot, and then bleeding on the ground. Essentially, he didn't change too much as Batflick. It's still essentially he could still be Batflick, right? And you can probably disregard that. But in any case, it's not like he's going to change his, too much. Like he went from a total comedic character, so you probably won't even know that. But definitely, aside from the Flash, I'm not sure how he's going to be in the Flash, but definitely for Zack, the Batflick, Ben Affleck's movie or show, the versus Deathstroke, I think that will stem from the way he envisioned his character coming off from Zack Snyder's Justice League, Zack Snyder's version of it. But thank you for the Funko Pop. Chris, not Chris. Hey, Chris, here's something. As we all know, Zack's JL1 was setting up Aquaman and Batflick's film, and we're hoping for the latter to finally be made. But if I recall correctly, Rick F's Flash film was also supposed to come out after JL1 and before JL2 in the original DCU lineup. So do you think Zack also shot setup for the Flash film beyond the casting, of course? And do you think Rick F might be able to do his Flash film for HBO Max as a miniseries? Maybe. Yes, Andy M's making his Flash film, but who says we can't get both? I don't know about Rick Famuyiwa, but the setup was Iris West. And the setup was, Henry Allen. That's the setup. That was the setup for the Flash film. That basically was that, in my opinion. Is there more to that? Maybe. I don't know. We gotta watch it first. But essentially, that was the setup for that. But yeah. Eric Blake, I'll say this. The more superhero films are at least 2.5 hours, the more mind-numbingly stupid Kevin Tsujihara, etc. look for demanding that Justice League be cut down to 2 hours. And the fact that they wanted that was Zack before telling Whedon to cut it down should forever shut up everyone who's ever said that Tsujihara was on a Zack Snyder wanted. Oh, I guess you're talking about, yeah, you're ranting. I get your feeling. David Feldman, release the air cut. Please. Brandon Hayes. Well, I know this is going to be a long one. Thank you for hammering down the point, Chris, about the Snyderverse and different continuities. That's right. It's separate and not connected to the crap that's been in theaters after Zack stepped away, and separate from the films he had no real involvement with. For me, beyond Wonder Woman, the air cut, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman 1984, all these other films are alternate continuity. I'm no longer arguing that point with the, whoever you are, who think that everything is connected to the Snyderverse that Zack is now rebuilding. When that bullet point comes from out the horse's mouth like that, I don't have to say it anymore. Zack is a brilliant director and an incredible visionary, and he's intelligent. For example, in his online commentary for the Snyder Cut trailer, a fan asked, why does Volko talk to Arthur Aquaman in an air bubble? Zack revealed that in his cut, Atlanteans can't just speak in English through the water because there is no air in their lungs when they submerge underwater in the deep sea, which makes total sense, by the way. So Zack and his team developed an entire Atlantean language and culture and a way that Atlanteans can talk to each other while underwater. This is kind of intelligence thinking that Zack and his team was doing when developing the Aquaman world in 2016. Of course, James Wan and Warner Brother execs threw all that greatness out the window and probably a lot of other great stuff too, and made Atlantis look like shiny neon underwater amusement park complete with CGI sea monsters and sea creatures that can speak in modern slang English. Don't get me started. I don't care what people like that film, and it made $1 billion. It was cringeworthy mess meant for the kiddies when you compare it to the quality of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman films. Just be told, maybe after Snyder Cut, the follow-up JL2 and 3 arcs can be in a multi-ongoing series format like The Mandalorian is on Disney Plus. Remember the Bruce Timm produced Justice League animated series that used to air on Cartoon Network back in the early days? Yeah, I know about that one. That series was very mature and adult. It had multi-part arcs that spanned multiple seasons, and certain arcs were at times dedicated to individual Justice Leaguers and other times dedicated to the entire team. The series had lots of cameos from Flash, Batman, Green Lantern, and Superman villains. I don't see why Zack and his team can't take that same approach and use other story ideas in the series format. If they take that approach, we won't be needing solo films dedicated to each Justice Leaguer anymore, like before. An ongoing Justice League series on streaming that can be used other unused story arcs for each hero that was originally planned for those canceled solo films, while still keeping the focus on the emerging Darkseid Nightmare threat plotline. I still pray to God that we'll see Jeffrey Dean Morgan as an alternative Earth Flashpoint Batman Thomas Wayne someday in the Snyderverse, maybe not in the way it originally thought of in Jeff Johns' original story comic, but another cooler, better way, because I feel the Snyderverse is a big universe, not a small one. Zack is a great idea, man. Yeah, so basically I'm just going to say, yeah, Zack's going to do what Zack needs to do, and if he decides and is capable of continuing that, he definitely will do so. George, woohoo, 100 plus members. Nice one, Chris. Looking forward to the draw. Robin Gibbons, wasn't she married to Mike Tyson? Really? Oh. Could be a massive right hook for the CWDC Batverse. P.S. From everything you said in this video, all I can think is how gorgeous Gal is. Haha, 16th December. Can't come soon enough. Wow. Wow, you get to see her 16th December. That's awesome. You get to see a little bit earlier than I will. You'll probably be egging to tell me and everybody how it went. Catwoman, Amparo, Catwoman, Batwoman will probably be part of the LGBTQ community. Probably, most CW go that route. In fact, I think Supergirl is very heavy in that. Flash, not so much. Amparo, what an amazing gift. Yes, I think you're talking about the Man of Steel thing. Definitely, I can't wait to give that out. So that's gonna be fun. That's what's Julian Ortega. That's what's cool. Oh, that was cool to hear my name on your video. I really enjoy your content. Thank you so much, Julian, for joining as a member. Definitely. Like I said, put down a comment. You'll hear your name a lot more often. Bolavindo Me. Hooray. Congrats, Chris. Thank you so much, Bolavindo Me. And finally, Jim Allen. My pleasure, Chris. Proud to be part of the Ping Pong Flix family. Well, thank you so much, Jim Allen, for tuning in with that. And this one I answered yesterday. So that is it for the comments and questions. Thanks for tuning in and leaving down a comment and question. Thank you once again. And also, like I said, if you absolutely love watching this daily dose of DC content and movies, shows, and video games, please click the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. Keep this hot dog light on. And I'll see you next time.